Hey skaters, what's up? Today we're going to be going over a very special subject and one that doesn't get touched on a lot. Today we're going to be going over cushion hardnesses. Alright, for today's test we're going to be using the Sure Grip Super Cushions. We have them in all four hardnesses. The blue, which is extra soft, and the yellow, which is soft, purple, which is medium, and the red, which is firm. Also, we're going to be explaining how each one of these is going to affect the skate. First thing I wanted to do is go ahead and try out the extra soft blue 72A cushions to show how that has an impact on how the skate handles and behaves. They're super duper soft. You can already see how flexible they are because they take very little effort to move the trucks at all, and hopefully we don't encounter any wheel bite, but we might. Now moving on over to the slaloms, you can see I can make it through every one of the pylons with very little effort. Now, when you gain mobility, you decrease stability, which means in a straight line, these things might wobble all over the place, but I can do real tight turns. When I tore them down from this test, I noticed that I had wheel bite. Remember when I brought that up earlier? That's when the wheel touches the boot. You never, ever want wheel bite. Next, I moved on to the yellow 79A soft cushions. These were slightly stiffer than the blue, and in the slalom, they provided much more stability with just a slight decrease in mobility. For my height and weight, these were just about perfect and provided just enough mobility and stability for me. Next, we're going to move on to the 85A medium purple cushions, and those are going to have way more stability, but the mobility and control level is going to go down a little bit for my body height and weight. You can definitely tell these things have a good bit of fight to them, and they're a lot stiffer, and it shows when I'm in the slaloms because I had to start taking weight off of my toes to be able to lift my toes in order to pivot the skates rather than lean to turn them because they wouldn't do it. Finally, I moved on to the 93A red firm cushions, and they had so much fight to them that during the slaloms, I actually just had to completely pivot every one of the pylons on my heels by taking the weight off my toes because they just would not steer at all. For a larger, taller, or heavier skater, these would have been fine, but for my height and body weight, they were just way too hard. Okay, now generally speaking, these things are a great investment, between $10 to $15 MSRP. Depending on where you go, these things are probably worth their weight in gold, to be honest. And it really puts every skater at an advantage, no matter if they're a larger skater, taller skater, shorter skater, smaller skater. You can mix and match and customize these things to get just that perfect ride that doesn't provide wheel bite or any of that stuff and provides more mobility, more stability, whatever it is you're needing. And oh yeah, today's video is sponsored by skatecloseouts.com. If you haven't already checked them out, check out skatecloseouts.com. The perfect place for scratch and dent, closeouts, and even used skates and supplies of very high caliber. Also, vanilla skates. And if you haven't already, please share, like, and subscribe. What are you waiting on? There's gonna be more stuff, I promise. I promise. This is TJ Dubay with Jamphysics. Happy skating.